to the original bill and consistent with our commitment to support all legitimate efforts to solve the crime problem. We supported the bill after the amendments were made. I'm going to ask our spokesman on national security, Peter Bunting, to give some details on those amendments.
Thank you, James. Well, the first section that was taken out altogether was the section that had to do with amendments to the anti-gang legislation. This introduced concepts like a control order, which were not even defined in the bill, and in fact is something that's imported from anti-terrorism legislation. It did not have a coherent way of integrating with the anti-gang legislation, and I think from a technical perspective the government recognized that it wasn't ready to be included. So that entire section, which would have had consequential amendments to the anti-gang legislation, was removed. The other very important concession that was made was that the Prime Minister and the political directorate or construct of the National Security Council would no longer select the geographic areas that would become the zones of special operations. Instead, they would operate on the basis of approving a recommendation from the heads of the security forces, the Commissioner of Police and the Chief of Defense Staff. Now, this was very important because it essentially honored the separation that was made in 1994 with an amendment to the Constabulary Force Act, which gave the Commissioner of Police sole operational superintendence of the JCF and made a clear separation of policy from operations. And this was threatened with the original construct that the Prime Minister could select which areas would become the zones of special operations. So with that amendment, it improved our comfort level. And finally, in terms of significant amendments, the appeal mechanism where persons who may find themselves detained or have their property confiscated or held for some undetermined period of time now have an appeal mechanism to a lay magistrate, a justice of the peace who is also trained to sit as a lay magistrate, who can essentially provide an appeal mechanism. And we thought this was an important safeguard to prevent or at least make it more difficult for abuse of these powers by the security forces within the special zones.
Any questions? No?
Is the document to total satisfaction now?
Well, we have some reservations about the effectiveness of this bill because, as we have said before, we didn't think it needed special legislation. We think what it really needs is resources, because in the past, and we cited a number of experiences going back as far as 2004 in the Kingston West and St. Andrews South area, more recently in Gravel Hill in the Greater Spanish Town area, in Gravel Heights rather, in the Greater Spanish Town area, in McIntyre Villas, where we have used social intervention mechanisms to achieve peace and to improve long-term the safety and security of residents. But what it takes is resources. It's one thing to go in and contain the violence that's taking place, displace the gangs. But unless there is some long-term investment in the social services, improving the infrastructure, improving the housing stock, preventing grassroots from running on the streets, providing social services to the unattached youth, training, employment, play areas for the kids, green areas in some of these inner city communities. This is the sort of longer term investment that is needed, and it's really, quite frankly, can't be achieved within a 60-day period or even a 6-month period. It's going to require sustained investment over a long period of time, both in terms of re-socialization of the community, but also in terms of investment in the community.
Any other questions? All right, thank you.